This vision started about 14 years ago. On my way back from the game park, I was praying and I felt God say, build a village. Build a village where they know that I am their father. Create jobs for the rural communities that people will be able to provide for their families, and that the government would come and see why it works. At the time I connected with Gary and Marilyn Skinner from Watoto in Uganda. We went up to see the model that they have, which is changing a city and a nation, and I really felt that God said, do the same model. Don't change the model where we would have mums in homes with 6 to 8 children, that the restoration of the family is vital in God's plans.
On each house you will notice there's a solar heating system with a geyser. We've got rainwater tanks attached to each home, so we are playing our part to be green villages. We have these clusters of 8 houses together. We've positioned them in such a way where the verandas, there's interaction from home to home, so there's a development here of communal living, so that they will never feel institutionalized, but they will know that this is their home, that this turquoise house here, that's my home, the greenhouse, that's my home.
We do believe that biblical principles are the way to teach the children. We respect other religions and we take in people and children from all different colors and creeds. So we have no restriction on that, but we will be teaching biblical principles which we believe is the right way.
This is the site that we've chosen for the LIV School. It will cater for children from grade 0 right through to grade 12 and the creche. We're outside the LIV supermarket, which is right behind me here. As you see, it's not yet refurbished, but the idea is that we don't just give the moms the food every month for their family. We want them to come to the supermarket to choose what they would like to cook. What we also want to introduce with the children is to give them pocket money like we used to get when we were children. So they will be given LIV currency pocket money, that we will be given a lot of toys and a lot of clothes from various sources, and so they can come and choose a bicycle, but they've got to save up their pocket money in order to buy that bicycle.
The intake and admission is done through the community social workers, through the social welfare departments, who would identify children in the community who are at risk or vulnerable, and then they would start the court process and talk to us about the court placing the child with us. So a typical child that might come to us may have been abused, they may not be cared for properly in the home, so they're assessed as at risk, and that qualifies them to be referred to us. One of the biggest things is to help them to work through maybe some of the unpleasant things that have taken place in their lives. So that'll be through any kind of therapy, talking therapy or an art therapy, just to help them make peace with that and see that the future ahead is one that's bright and one that's full of hope. During a child's stay here with us, we do encourage that they keep contact with biological family, that blood tie isn't lost. All of that, of course, is with social welfare permission if you can't send a child back to an abusive situation. But keeping that community and that blood tie is key, so that the child grows up in a safe, homely environment, knowing who they are, where they've come from, and that they're at peace with that, and that they look forward to the future with hope.
We are recruiting mothers from communities, and part of the criteria is they would be referred to us by either the pastors of that community or community workers. The reason for that is we want to ensure that these mothers, firstly, are coming to take care of these kids, have already been doing something like that in the past. So they have some kind of track record in community. We have workshops. And these workshops then deal with how do you manage conflict amongst children? How would they be able to handle children with behavior issues? And so all of those courses are put in place.
LIV Business Pty Limited is owned by the Section 21 company, making it the most broad-based BEE company in the country, where the beneficiaries are the widows and orphans of the nation. So a LIV business is basically there to create jobs for the community, where we will skill, train and employ them in the different businesses that we purchase.
The summary of what LIV Business is, it's a social enterprise. It's putting the care, concern and compassion back into capitalism, where we will operate business at the highest level We've got incredibly skilled people, but we would ensure at all times that benefits are flowing to those who don't have, where hope's being created, but at all times business needs to be run well. It becomes this double benefit for investors where on the bottom scale you get to create jobs, you get to develop skills, you get to invest in a multiple range of sectors in different areas in the market. And as these businesses grow and do well, indirectly dividends flow to a village that cares for orphan and vulnerable children.
We're adamant about that this will be the most transparent, an organisation of accountability and integrity that everybody would want to be involved in as they see the fruit of the lives of these children being transformed. If we're going to put a roof over every child's head in this nation, vulnerable and orphan child, and hopefully in Africa, it's going to have to be done on a massive scale. Everybody's going to have to get involved. As I've underlined again, the church, I believe, is the catalyst of bringing business and government together, but it will have to be a concerted effort by everybody in this country that will get involved. And that's why the campaign we're launching, the Change Project, the Change Campaign, I believe will be a huge donation campaign that worldwide could become the biggest giving donation campaign in the world because it excludes nobody. And I believe that as we build these villages around the nation, that the transformation of these children will change the face of this nation.